Now, step 2, embrace, which is exactly what I just said with Zach. You got to embrace it. Okay, so one of the things that I like to say is this: know who you are, know who you aren't, and be okay with both, right? So stop trying to make yourself fit into something that you aren't. When I first started singing and auditioning, I wanted to be let's see, where Shanna's in this call here, and she's going to appreciate this. I wanted to sing Phantom of the Opera. I am a mezzo soprano. And for those of you in music, no, a mezzo is a middle soprano. Now I got high notes. I do. I can hit that note. I can hit it, but I don't like to stay up there, right? I am not an ingenue. I am a mezzo, which sings more of the powerful belting roles, right? I'm not Christine in Phantom of the Opera, but I was convinced that I was going to do it, right? I was trying to be something that I was not. I learned, and Shanna's in here because Shanna is an ingenue and a coloratura. Where are you, Shanna? I'm calling you out right now. Yeah, raising her hand. She has this amazing instrument that she's just now starting to step into and really believe that she has. So I wanted to be that, but I'm not that, right? So it took me a little while to start to understand where I fit. When I tell you I've made every mistake in the book, I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth, right? It's coming back from that. So it's embracing the weirdness, but it's also embracing what you aren't. You know, I'm also will never be an NBA basketball player because I'm 5'2.5". Okay. And I'm terrible at basketball. There's that as well. So we have to really understand that aspect. All right. So how do you find that out? Well, you experiment, right? But you don't experiment, like I said, at Madison Square Garden. You have to find a safe space to do it in. You have to find a place where you try out. You try out your speech. You try out introducing yourself. You try these things out and you start to see what works, what doesn't work, right? And then you start to lean into those things that make you stand out, right? So I worked for Cirque du Soleil for 18 years, guys. There, you want to talk about weird? Everybody in there is weird. Which is another play on my word here. Everybody in there is a freak. My contortionist friends from Mongolia that can bend over, like she can take her leg and like pull it over the top and lay down on the floor. And I can't even tell you what these people can do with their bodies. It's unbelievable, right? But they're a little out there. You go to New Orleans and they hang off flagpoles and they do handstands and backflips in the street. Like you can't. Yeah, they fully embrace that side of them that stands out, whether it's weird to everybody else or not. They don't care, and they have made one of the biggest brands in the world based off oddities and weirdness. And the reason is because it's mysterious, it's fun, it's interesting, and it stands out head and shoulders above the crowd, which is what I want for you. Stand out. So finding that which makes you different and how you're perceived. Okay, so we're talking about practicing and preparing. And I know there's going to be some people in here that are going to, okay, Joy, because they hear me say it all the time. You got to practice. And you got to practice the way you want to perform, because if you don't practice that way, you will perform exactly the way you practice. You could say, no, I won't. Yes, you will. I will argue with you until the end of time on that. It is the truth. You will. So if you don't practice your speech, all right, you don't practice it, you winging it? Yeah, you're going to wing it in there. All right. You don't know your material, you're going to be searching around for your material, trying to find your notes, trying to figure out where you are, and the microphone's going to go out. And guess what's going to happen? You are going to freak out because you can't think of all those things at the same time. The human brain just can't do it, and be nervous and have stage fright. All right. So, embracing and then practicing it. All right. Finding that which makes you different and start experimenting with it in a safe environment. You make mistakes there, but hey, it's way better to make a mistake in a stage with 10 people than it is a stage of 10,000. Okay. And, Shanna was telling us earlier, she got on her Music Mondays and she's doing small snippets because she knew that's what she could handle starting out. And she's been doing it beautifully. And every week you see her confidence grow every week. And it's amazing to watch. And who knows where you're going to be here after another period of time. Lowry, the same thing. I see you on social and I just cheer because of how you step into it and you find that success. And then you can experiment again and step out a little further and find success there. And then you go a little further. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, you're on a massive stage somewhere talking to 2,000 people or singing or whatever, using your voice. Because that's actually what we're doing. And making money with it. There's the other thing. It's not just about using your voice. You make it profiting from your voice, because that's the ultimate goal. Now, number 3, activation, you guys. All right. You figured out what it is. You've embraced it. Now you got to take some action.